You know Grand Theft Auto V, the game where chaos is the norm. Explosions, wild car chases, and total mayhem are just another day in Los Santos. It's a world where breaking the law is practically a requirement, and the more outrageous your actions, the better. But what if you played as a completely law-abiding citizen? No stealing, no speeding, no sidewalk mayhem. Imagine following every rule, blending in with the crowd, and never once drawing the attention of the police. Could you survive the city's temptations? I decided to try it. Michael, my character, was turning over a new leaf. No more heists, no more police chases. He was done with the criminal life, ready to see what honest living in Los Santos was really like. From now on, he'd get a real job, pay for his food, and stop at every red light. No more running from the cops or sneaking around in the shadows. Just a regular guy, doing regular things. My goal, live the actual good life in Los Santos, not the one that ends with a 5-star wanted level. I wanted to see if you could find happiness in the city without breaking a single law. The plan was simple: wake up, get dressed, and find honest work. No shortcuts, no cheating, just a fresh start every morning. No taking money from people. That's a crime. Even if someone dropped a wallet, Michael would return it without a second thought. Integrity was the new game. So what job could Michael do? Stock market? Too complicated. The world of finance was a maze, and Michael wasn't about to get lost in it. Yoga instructor? Not an option. Flexibility wasn't his strong suit, and the thought of teaching downward dog to strangers was just too much. Then I remembered, you can buy the taxi company. It was the perfect fit, a job that's all about helping people get where they need to go, legally. Michael was going to be a taxi driver, a friendly, safe, and completely legal one. No shortcuts, no running red lights, just honest work and good service. My friends would laugh if they knew. They're online causing chaos, and here I am planning a morning commute. While they're racking up wanted levels, I'm checking the bus schedule. But there was something exciting about playing the game in a way nobody intended. It felt like discovering a secret mode hidden in plain sight. It was my own personal mission: prove you can find a different kind of fun in Los Santos. Maybe, just maybe, you could inspire others to try it too. A peaceful, quiet, and totally legal kind of fun. No explosions, no drama, just the simple joys of city life. Let's see how long that would last. I had a feeling it was going to be a lot harder than it sounded. The city is full of temptations, and old habits die hard. No more shortcuts, no more trouble. Every decision would matter and every rule would be followed. Just Michael, trying to be a regular guy. Blending in, keeping his head down, and living life one honest day at a time. Welcome to GTA V, Lawful Edition. Let's see if I can make it through a single day without breaking a single law. My first day as a law-abiding citizen began. The sun was just peeking over the Los Santos skyline, painting the city in gold and orange. It felt like the start of something new, something almost hopeful. I woke up as Michael in his big, fancy house. The sheets were crisp, the room was quiet, and for once there was no chaos waiting for me. It was almost unsettling how peaceful it all felt. No fast cars or wild missions today, just a normal morning. I shuffled into the kitchen, made myself a cup of coffee, and tried to remember what regular people even do at this hour. I wandered the house, pretending to think about breakfast, getting into the mindset of a regular guy. Should I have eggs, toast, maybe both? The choices felt strangely important. After my imaginary meal, I picked out a simple collared shirt and pants. No flashy accessories. I wanted to look like a trustworthy taxi driver. Next up, the commute. I even made sure my shoes were clean. First impressions matter, right? Michael's garage is full of sports cars, but I picked the most boring sedan. It was almost painful to ignore the shiny convertibles, but today was about blending in, not standing out. I buckled up, checked my mirrors, and pulled out of the driveway slowly. No roaring engines, no reckless moves, just a careful, responsible start to the day. No screeching tires, no mailbox casualties. I kept my speed under the limit, waved at a neighbor, and tried to act like this was totally normal for me. I looked both ways, 5 times before hitting the street. Safety first, right? I was determined not to mess up before I even got to work. The calm was weird. I was used to chaos, but this felt peaceful. The city was quiet, almost like it was holding its breath, waiting to see what I'd do next. I was committed. This was the new Michael, a man who respects property, including his own. I even locked the front door behind me, just to be sure. My journey to the taxi depot had begun, and I hadn't broken a single law yet. So far, so good. I was actually starting to feel a little proud of myself. This was going to be easy, or so I thought. I had no idea what the day would throw at me, but for now, I was optimistic. The city was waking up and so was my new life. People were heading to work, the streets were getting busier, and I was just another face in the crowd. I was ready for whatever the day would bring. I took a deep breath and reminded myself, one step at a time. No more running from the cops, just running on time. It was a strange feeling, but maybe, just maybe, I could get used to it. The experiment was officially underway. I had a plan, a purpose, and a fresh start. Could I really make it through a day in Los Santos without breaking the law? Time to find out. The city was calling, and I was finally ready to answer. After buying the downtown cab company with honest money, I felt a strange mix of excitement and nerves. This was a new chapter for me, one where I'd try to do things the right way for once. It was time to work. I put on my uniform, straightened my tie, and took a deep breath before stepping out into the crisp morning air. I drove to the depot, parked in a designated spot, and got my official yellow cab. The car gleamed in the morning light, and for a moment I just admired it. My new ride, my new responsibility. Almost immediately, a customer needed a ride. I could hardly believe how quickly things were moving. I set off, feeling a weird sense of pride. I was about to provide a valuable service, helping someone get where they needed to go. I pulled up to the curb, waited patiently, and the passenger got in. They greeted me with a smile, and I returned it, feeling more confident. Their destination was across town. No problem. I checked the route on my map, determined to make this a smooth ride. I obeyed every traffic law, stopped at red lights, waited for pedestrians, and kept my speed in check, even when the streets were empty. I even used my turn signals, making sure every move was by the book. It felt good to drive responsibly. A sports car cut me off and yelled. For a split second, my old instincts kicked in. I wanted to shout back or chase him down. The old me would have chased him, but I just let it go. I focused on my passenger, determined not to let anything ruin their ride. My passenger's safety was my top priority. We arrived safely and they thanked me for the smooth trip. I got paid, just a few bucks, but it felt amazing. That small stack of bills meant more to me than any quick score ever had. Honest money, earned through hard work and responsible driving. It was a new kind of satisfaction, one I hadn't felt before. No crashes, no wanted stars, no drama, just a peaceful city morning and a job well done. I sat in my taxi feeling accomplished. For once I was part of the city's rhythm, not fighting against it. This was great. I could do this all day. The idea of helping people, one ride at a time, actually made me look forward to what was next. Being a good guy was actually kind of fun. It was a new feeling, but I was starting to like it. Who knew following the rules could be so satisfying? There was a quiet pride in doing things right. Maybe I was onto something. Maybe this was the start of a better path for me. The day was just getting started. The city was waking up, and there were plenty more people who needed a ride. Time for the next fare. I was ready for whatever the city had in store for me. Following traffic rules in Los Santos is a full-time job. Every other driver seems determined to crash into you. Driving at the speed limit? Good luck. Cars honk, swerve, and sometimes ram you for being too slow. Red lights are the ultimate test. I'd stop and everyone else would just blast through. I held strong. A red light means stop, that's the law. Pedestrians? They walk into traffic like they own the place. I slammed on the brakes more times than I can count. Accidentally nudge one, they either fall over dramatically or start a fight. So I drove extra slow near people. Parking was another challenge. I refused to leave my taxi in the middle of the road. Sometimes I circled the block just to find a legal spot. My passengers probably wondered why their trip took 20 minutes, but rules are rules. I was committed to being the most boring, rule-following driver in San Andreas. Exhausting, but oddly rewarding. After a few slow, safe fares, it was time for lunch. I parked my taxi properly and headed to Cluck and Bell for a simple, honest meal. I stood in line, pretended to order, and imagined a delicious chicken sandwich. Even left an imaginary tip. After lunch, I took a stroll to a nearby park and sat on a bench. Watching Los Santos go by was surprisingly entertaining. Joggers, phone talkers, random arguments. No one was shooting at me. No police chases, just peace. This routine, work, lunch, relaxation, felt so different from my usual GTA chaos. Usually my breaks involve stealing cars or starting police chases. But this was calm, structured, and honestly kind of nice. It was a different kind of game. A game of patience and observation. I was starting to enjoy this law-abiding lifestyle. Maybe being normal wasn't so boring after all. Time to get back to my taxi. The city wasn't going to drive itself. I was ready for the afternoon shift. Who knew GTA could be so peaceful? Back to work. After a long day of taxi driving, I decided to treat myself. I'd earned honest money and wanted to spend it, legally. I parked my taxi, grabbed my personal car and headed to Ponsonby's for some shopping. No disguises, no missions, just browsing for fun. I picked out a casual blazer, tried it on and paid with my own hard-earned cash. It felt good, it felt earned. No stealing, no drama, just a regular customer. I was contributing to the Los Santos economy, one jacket at a time. My day was almost over and I hadn't broken a single law. Work, lunch, shopping, the most normal day ever in GTA V. As I walked back to my car, I thought about what to do next. Maybe go home and watch TV? Sounded perfect. This law-abiding life was challenging, but it had its own rewards. Who knew being good could feel this satisfying? Time to head home. I wanted to help people, be a good citizen. Turns out GTA V isn't built for kindness. I saw a car broken down, tried to help but the person just ran away screaming. First attempt total failure. Next, I saw a purse snatching. I chased the thief on foot, tackled him and got the purse back. I tried to return it but the woman screamed and ran away from me. The game didn't understand I was helping, it just saw me with a stolen purse. Now I was the bad guy again. I dropped the purse and walked away, a failed hero. Being a good Samaritan in Los Santos? Nearly impossible, the city just isn't ready for nice guys. But I kept trying. Maybe next time someone would appreciate the help. Or maybe not. Either way, I wasn't giving up. Even when you're peaceful, Los Santos brings trouble to your doorstep. I was minding my own business when a random guy shoved me and started yelling. The old me would have fought back, but I was committed to non-violence. I turned and walked away, but he followed, throwing punches. I started running. Yes, running from a random bully in GTA. He chased me for a block, swinging and missing. No one helped. It was embarrassing. I ducked into an alley and hid until he left. Being a pacifist in this game is tough. The world wants you to fight back to cause chaos, but I survived without throwing a punch. Staying out of trouble isn't just about not starting it, it's about avoiding it when it finds you. It's a whole new way to play, and it's way harder than it looks. After a full day of being a law-abiding citizen, I have to say, it was one of the weirdest, most interesting gaming experiences I've had. Every GTA instinct, speed, chaos, violence, I had to ignore. It's less Grand Theft Auto, more Grand Traffic Obeyance, but it was fun, like a puzzle. How do you get through a day without breaking the rules? The city feels different when you're not treating it like your playground. You notice the details, the people, the world itself. It's a zen, meditative experience if you can resist the chaos. But could I do this in GTA Online? With rocket bikes and explosions everywhere? It sounds impossible, but also hilarious. Should I try to be a good guy in GTA Online? Let me know, this could be my next big and probably very short adventure.